we are going to discuss on the financial statements, the financial thing, which is the other module. So now, as part of this module, we are going to learn about managing the financial statement versions, wherein which I'll demonstrate on how you can create and manage your financial statement versions. And then we will see the setup of semantic tags in financial statement version. I have already configured these things earlier in one scenario. Today I will show you how you can actually set up those ones, and also you can execute the balance sheet and income statement. And then I'll demonstrate on some of the multi-dimensional balance sheets and income statement reports, wherein which you will set up and execute the cash flow statements. Basically, the indirect method is there. I'll just show you that one. And then we will see some of the statement of changes in the GL accounts also as part of the financial accounting. Okay, financial statement accounting. So to do any financial statement versions, before going into this, let me explain few things to you. Yeah, so in SAP HANA Public Cloud Edition, specifically, there were many tailored finance functions are there. I'm just giving you the features of it before I share anything to you, because we have a great set of features are there in the financial statement accounting, which means we have a great financial planning features are there, which you have already seen that. Anyways, in the next module, I will be demonstrating the SAP also, it means the SAP Analytic Cloud also. I will be demonstrating few solutions on that, so we'll be understanding more on that. So, and then group reportings have been involved to us, and you have a great cash and liquidity management is there, finance operations is there, asset accounting is there. So almost all these things we have gone through in our previous modules, right? So in SAP HANA Public Cloud, when you have to go with a statement wise, if you want to analyze any company or its financial results based on the certain base information that you get from your PL reports, so those results then generally been prepared from the different costs, incomes, assets, liabilities, all these things will be there in that, right? So those activities generally differ from client to client, organization to organization, right? So you have to generate the PL reports based on the different analysis dimensions also will be there. In the sense, sometimes you have to go for functional area, sometimes customer regions, sometimes customer accounts. So like this, we will be having different solutions on top of this, wherein which you will be finally seeing a balance sheet or income statement as part of your financial statement versions. Okay. So now let me show you what different things that you actually do as part of financial statement versions, and then we will be learning more on that as part of today's topics. Okay, now let me share my screen. All right. Yes. So now, So now we have to see this one first of all. Before you do any sort of financial statements and reporting, okay, your role should be assigned for it. As I said, there will be many roles. I have shown you for receivables, payables, and all this asset accounting, different roles will be there. For this also, you have a separate role in your system, in which you have to activate that, without which you cannot do any statements reporting on top of that. Okay. So if you go to the maintain business users, take your user here. Generally, by default, you'll get this, because I have a separate demonstration system. So I'm just adding the roles for that. So let me check for the role here. Sorry, not from here. In the ad. This is the one. Financial statements reporting. So whenever you want to do, you have, sometimes this will be instead of F1212, you'll have SAP underscore, or you have your admin might change it to your company name with ZST or something. They might have custom business roles also, but the first thing will change, but rest all will be same. Financial statement reporting, this access should be there. This role authentication should be there, wherein which you can create your financial statement versions and all these things on top of that. Okay. If you can simply apply this. Okay. And now cancel this. This is added. Now save this. So now, once we have done, just go back to the home page. Okay. So we are ready with the basic Fiori app for this. But before that, if you have seen last time, I have shown you in the configuration level. If you go to the financial statement versions, let's reload the web page. You go to financial. Yeah. So I have already showed you the other day, like how to create this version, semantic groups, how you can define groups to versions, how you can assign them. We have seen all these things as part of the last statement. So these versions we will be generally using when we are creating statements also. I'll show you one more time. So this image, initially you can see this. We have, when you go for the defined financial statement version, see there are many versions are there. So you have already seen we created the banking transaction version and this one also last time, right? So like this, you can create custom transactions and custom versions also. Okay, by clicking on the new entries, and you can actually define semantic group for your version. Is it a process of for your version? Just reiterating things for you before I'm going into something. So what is the semantic tags? So semantic tags or semantic tag groups, these are basically your identifiers. As I said, this particular group or this particular semantic tag, it generally generalizes, the major key figures in your financial statement versions, like, balance sheet, your financial closing, your fixed tags, your income statement. These are all these are the major ones which will make your identification for the particular group. Okay. So like this, you can be creating new groups and you can actually assign them. So basically, these are the standard groups which is created by system. But if you have any other thing that you want to create from your side, from your company's perspective, you can create on your own also those things. Okay. So once we have done that, so you can do your assign your group tags to financial version like this. We have assigned some versions last time also. So you can just simply go to the new entry. Here the version will be there. Whatever the new version is there, you can just give the version tag and what are the GL accounts relate to it. So last time I have given these things. So we will do that and simply save that. That's it. So this is how you generally configure your versions. From there, you can actually do all the financial statement play from your web URL in the Fiori web URL. From there, you can pick it up. Okay. So other than that, you can also see in two things are there, which are define financial statement versions in global hierarchies and migrate them to global hierarchies. Two things are there. Okay. So when I go to define financial statement versions in the global hierarchies, so this functionality is directly linked to the web URL. So let me show you this. I'll come back to here. I'm just showing you the basic things for you first of all. So here, you generally, that particular definition is being deprecated now. This is not available now. This is directly available in your Manage Global Hierarchies app. I'm just showing you this particular change to you. So here only we will maintain our financial statement versions and all these things also here itself only. You can see here, this is a type, what you want to see. Here you will just select. So SAP has incorporated many things into one single, because there are a lot of hierarchies earlier there in the definition of configuration portal. So all has been moved to this particular manage global hierarchies. Whatever global hierarchy that you want to like put into here, you can just come here and just take the type. For financial statement version also, they have moved like this. You can just simply click on your version and then you will further do it. Okay, I'll show you these ones once I'm going for topic. No, I'm just showing you what are the major apps that you want to use it as part of this. Okay, and then in the configuration level also we have migration. So whenever you have a certain migrations are there, wherein which you want to do that particular migration on top of that. Here also you will manage from the same page, manage global hierarchies. Okay, so I'll discuss them in the last part of the topic today. So let me go into the right. So let me show you now how to create and manage a financial statement version. So if you go to the home page here, okay. So as I said earlier, the financial statement versions, they have to be adopted regularly to cope with your regulatory or business requirement changes. Okay. So let's say some user is there. As a user, for example, you are there. You itself in your team is there. So what you have to do, you are responsible for maintaining the financial statement versions. Okay. So there might be certain cases wherein which you are the responsibility to charge of creating certain new financial statement versions also. Okay. Wherein which you have to allow for more detailed reporting of certain expenses on your company, like HR expenses or like certain other expenses also. So what you have to do, you have to, in those cases, when you want to create certain things, you can copy an existing FSB version and then you can set up those with minor changes also. Okay. So you can copy and activate the new financial statement versions also here. Okay. So to do this, you have to copy the existing one and you have to close your solution for that. Okay. Whatever you're doing for the finance statement version for that. Okay. So for that, let me show you here. As I said, the entire FSBs has been working in the Manage Global Hierarchies app. Okay. So on your Fiori Launchpad, if you go to this particular app, Manage Global Hierarchies, okay. Now you can see there are many financial statement versions are there with your company. These are all company codes, okay, which are active in revision. You can see different status are there, whether that is simulated or not. Is there any specific notes attached to it when it is created? Okay. If, for example, if you want to see the financial statement version of any particular thing, you can go to here also in the details of it also. You can see the details of it. Okay. So like this, you can see certain FSVs with all your debits, credits, and all the tags, everything has been assigned to it. Okay. So let me show you how you can actually copy and paste from the existing one. Okay. So let me search for one certain type. As I said, you will be going to financial statement version. This checkbox you have to frequently visit when you are doing any sort FSV kind of stuff in the manage global hierarchies. FSV means financial statement version, because every time I cannot pronounce that bigger word. So I'm in short term I'm skipping FSV. So this FSV you have to check it out here, and you can just go to here. In the hierarchy ID, you have to provide your company code whenever you want to copy the old one and you have to create a new existing FSVs, you have to go with the hierarchy IDs. Usually the hierarchy IDs will be created through your company codes or through your R codes. Okay. So here I'm going with 1010, the standard one which we are collecting every time, right? So I'm just taking care of that only now. So now here, once we select that, simply say OK. Okay, and say go. So you will be seeing the financial statement version. Okay. Now, if you go deep into here, that means this detail tab. Okay. So just, the screens will be here and there. Don't confuse here. So if you can go here, you can have to copy to existing hierarchy will be there. Okay. And you have copy to choose new hierarchy will be there. Now we are copying for new hierarchy. Okay. Not existing one. So copy and create a new FSP to new hierarchy. So click on the new hierarchy. So you will be getting these details. Okay. Now choose simply the copy here. Okay. And then simply go to these details to enter here. So type is already there. Hierarchy ID you have to provide here. Let's say I'm giving F07K BO. Okay, only 4 letters are there because 4 characters are there max you can give. So the chart of account will be automatically picked. You have to provide the description of your statement here. So I'm saying here this is FSB for KBO. Okay, and the validity date will be like this. You can give from the current date or from the statement of from the starting of the year as well. Whatever it is. If you have note, you can give note is not mandatory. Just giving here. And simply say copy. So now what happens as a result of that, your new financial statement version is copied with the new time frame. See here. This is the one. The new one is copied and created. Okay. So this is now under the hierarchy list. This F07K is there. Okay. It will be there. Okay. And then you can go for the next things further. Just we have created a FSV now. Okay. Now you have to suppress certain GL accounts from the current FSV node. This is our current FSV node. So usually what we do when we do such type of thing, we will suppress certain GL accounts. We'll create a new FSV node and we'll attach some GL accounts for that. And further to it, we'll export the FSV finally to the statement. This is how we generally do any step-by-step docs in your FSVs. Okay. Now I copied an existing one and I created a new one here. So now I'll suppress the GL accounts from the current FSV node. Okay. Because at times what happened when any of your user need to modify your FSP for the better identity, like as I said, some HR charges are there. So because I have just taken a business center like HR case here. So for this purpose, sometimes what happens, a new FSP node you have to create grouping the relevant accounts. Okay. Because more of customization I'm speaking about. So let's say a training and recruitment wing is there. Now your HR want to add it. So as a first step, what you have to do, you have to add that node, for example. Okay. So that account need to be detached from the current node. Okay. So to do this, we have to suppress the existing GL account from the current node and you have to add your new ones from there for the particular customization your HR is asking. Okay. So like that, whenever such things are needed for your FSV, you can change that like that. So I'm showing you complete customization now here. So you have to go to your FSV number from the hierarchy list like this. Let me show you that. Again, go here. One more time, let's select our own things here. So if you go to this here, now we are on the created one. Now what we have to do, we have to create a node, right? For that, you have to locate your node. So if you go the right side here, so you have a search field here, right? This is the right search field here. So here, just enter simply, I'm just going for standard ones here. So I'm going here 614. So you can see here, I said training, education, HR, recruitment. These two are there, right? Right. These are the two standard accounts in which you can see some parts are also there. Profit and loss statement is there. Okay. And certain parts are also being there. Okay. Now we just go to edit for this because we have to add it. So first of all, deactivate it. Okay. Because if you are not deactivating, you cannot do edit. So that's the reason I'm editing it before deactivating. Before editing, I'm just deactivating further. Now I edit it. Now we can go to the boxes. Now what is the box I want? Training education, right? Now select the box in the left of this your account, training education 614, this one. Okay. Now you can suppress the account using your here one button should be there. It's not there once again. Okay. Anyways, this will be your delete button. Just click on here. This will be suppressed. Now again go to your HR recruitment. This one also. Again, this is nothing but removing. It's delete. It's suppressing. Okay. You are selecting means suppressing. Okay. Now save this.
Mr. K, just a question. Why do you need to delete? No, your purpose is to add a GL account.
That's what
When are you going to delete?
I will tell you. I am actually removing the unnecessary ones and adding the new one. Let me
No,
complete the
if it is
cycle.
still
Then you ask
active,
the question to me.
if it is still active, Mr. K, do I need to delete that GL account just to add those one GL?
Yes, you have to. You have to. You have to. You will come to know why I'm doing this in the end of the scenario. Okay, please observe the scenario and then you ask the questions last. Okay,
Because
I'm
my
going
concern is if it is there is a transaction inside the GL account, what will happen?
nothing. I'm suppressing. I'm not deleting. It's the record is not deleting. You are suppressing here. That's what I'm saying. I'm suppressing. And I'm selecting
Okay.
and doing that. That's not deletion. That's just suppressing.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, this is not complete deletion. Okay. Now, before you go to here, right, you just ensure that, make sure that your field is empty like this with whatever the accounts that I'm trying to do here. See, there is no thing. If you want, still you can just do this. If you want to delete, if needed, delete any such items from the choose, you can go for here and you can just do this here. Okay. Now create a new FSV node and attach the GL accounts there. Okay. That's what I'm saying. I'm suppressed now. I'm creating a new node. It was existing in the existing node. I don't want. So I'm creating a new node for this. Okay. So to create a FSV node, you have to go to your uh, uh, edit mode here and you have to do that because if you go to the edit mode here again, because once we will go to the save mode. Okay. Again, now if you want to create, I just suppressed the child nodes. I have not deleted any parent node there. Okay. Now in the new node, when I want to create, what I have to do, I have to back to my parent node. Okay. My parent node is what? This one. So it will show you all relevant parent nodes here. Just check your current parent node. So this is not our parent node. Just go with this. Yeah, these are the ones, right? So now here, the operating income parent node, if you go here, this one, there were no child nodes here. Okay. So now here, you will
The GL
simply
account
add
starts with 6 K. So the
sorry?
parent will be 6 series. The GL
Huh?
account start with 6, correct? So
No, not
if you're
6.
going, What I'm saying, Mr. K, is that the GL that you have suppressed starts with 6. So if I'm going to go to the parent node, it will be 6.
Custer, I have not completed scenario. Please let me complete that. Then you will understand. I am talking that 6 started with our GL accounts. I have not added them. I'm going to add in the new node them. These are the parent nodes. Parent nodes start with 3. Okay. Please observe the scenario and then please ask the questions. Okay. I request. So then once we are into this, guys, so now you have to go to your, where I have lost the flow. Yeah, now here in the parent node, just go to this one, which is called new node creation, add there. So now you have a subnode here. Okay, now enter the subnode ID, something like this. Okay, now give the description of the subnode. Okay, don't touch any of the fields here. You don't need any counter node here. Just go here and simply say okay. Okay, this is done. Now if we can go here, you can check the one what we have created now. If it's not created, you have to recreate again.
Okay, Daniel here. Okay, you are creating that ID called 318500000. The sequence is created on our own, or if there is any specific ID or guideline is there, okay?
No, you can create on your own. I'm just following some numbers here.
Whatever
That's it.
number I want, I can create the ID, right?
Oh, numbers are your own. No problem. Now I created node, right? This node has to come, and under this we will add the GL accounts that which we suppressed now. It is slow. Just wait. See, this node is created now, right? This is the one which I created. So after when we created this node is very important, right? So we can actually create another node screen for your GL accounts for this. Once you created this node, okay, just simply check the new created node checkbox here, okay, because ensuring that we are selecting the right one here. Let's not expand it. Let's be unexpanded here only, and you can just go to here again, create a subnode for that. Okay, now here just go to the GL account, and now here in the add node screen, select the GL account. Which GL account? The ones which I suppressed. Let's say 614. These ones, I think so. Okay, training education, this is the one. And simply say OK. Not required to here, just simply go OK. After I click OK, this pop-up should disappear. I don't know, some system is getting, might be the server is busy, it's not responding very quickly to us. That's the reason these pop-ups are not being, but this is getting diminished once we select this OK. Now this is already done, just cancel this, no problem. And again, if you go here, you have fast entries there. Okay, because I have to add one more entry, right? So just go to the fast entry here. You can just go to GL account, put the value, like whatever the other thing that we have to want. That is 61401 000 is what the account that I have added. This one, say simply OK. So that is also added. Okay, now you can see training education and that one also. If that is not added, if you feel, make a fast entry again for that only. Let's say it is okay. So now these two are added in my new node, right? To sort all these things, you have to first of all save this one before you do anything here. So in the new node, okay, I have two GL accounts which I have suppressed. 614 training education, 61401, which is HR recruitment. Okay. So whenever you want to sort your nodes, okay, at your particular, because we might be having some accounts there. So whenever you want, you can sort the accounts also. Okay. Go for this is a sort symbol for you. You can just do this. You can expand it. You can sort that also. Okay. Simply save this one and activate this one. Now this is activated. Okay. So once activated, okay, you have to export your FSP, which is financial statement version. Okay. Now if you go to the just go here. Expand the screen. This is for expand and expand. Okay. If you go here, we have this option called export to spreadsheet. Okay. Select this sheet, export to spreadsheet. So it will ask you, do you want to download this file? Okay. Just simply download it. Okay. If you go down, whatever I have created, right, that should be there in your spreadsheet. Go here on the downloads. You can see the financial statement version here. See, this is your sheet wherein which I have downloaded. So we can, because these are all versions, whatever the new node we created, right, the customized node, that should be there here. Because it's a very big thing, you just go over the search option and do that search. 3185. See the new node with new customized GL accounts. These are the ones. Okay. So
Which I
these are
think,
the
can you
ones.
go down? Sorry. Can you go down to the report? Yeah. Just want to check the original node of the HR operation.
This is the one only original node which I created, which we created.
Six series. Just want to check.
Yeah, these are. I'm not understanding. These are the ones which.
Because there is a GL grouping assigned for code. So for GL 4 series, it is revenue. For 6 series, it is an expense. And then for 3 series, it's revenue. Stockholders' equity. Just want to check the series in them because the objective before is because we want to learn how to insert transactions or new GL accounts. No, let's say if I have 20 GL accounts in one node, do I need to suppress all those 20 just to add one?
No, you don't.
Just want a question.
No, whenever you want to propose a new FSV with your new node, then only you have to suppress. If that is not there, you can normally create and push that. No need of suppress every account that time.
The node is already existing, Mr. K. What we want to learn is to insert one GL account under that node. So if I have 20 GLs already under that node, do I need to suppress all those 20, including the node itself, and then create those transact or GL accounts?
If you want to put that all
one GL account,
you have to suppress. Yes, you have to suppress and add in the new node in that case. Because you have seen that I have 2 GL accounts are there in other node. I have to separate. I have to create a new FSV for that. So I created new node and suppressed that and I added these things here. Separation is not.
To clarify, if I have 20 already GL accounts existing, I need to suppress all those 20.
Yes. Yes, you have to do that.
Okay. Just to clarify now, can you just go down? You just want to check the 6 series. What?
Yeah, 6 series I've shown you, right? This is a 6 series.
No, not yet.
These are all 6 series.
That one, 6 series. Sales. Can you go down? Personnel. Yes,
pay, salaries, workers, benefits. These are all 6 series only. Payroll.
Yeah, this one, if I'm going to add one, for example, under this node, I need to suppress all this.
Yeah, whenever you're customizing, you have to add a new node for that. You have to customize it. You want to suppress and you have to add a new node for that.
There's no other way.
I will check. I will check and get back to you. Because you want to add an existing node only, right? Is what you're asking.
Yeah, did you get my point? Mr. K? I'm going to just add one GL account, but I need to suppress all existing.
Okay, I'll show you that. Okay, just give me some time. Let me check in and show you that. Okay. Okay. So this is how, guys, you can actually export your FSPs by adding new nodes into it. Okay, and then after doing this thing, so many of times we have to set up the semantic tags. I told you, right? We have configured semantic tags. But how you set up the semantic tags in the financial statement version? Okay, so let's see that how you set up a semantic tag in the financial statement version here. Okay, now let me share the screen again. As I said earlier, at sometimes, as being a user, you have to ensure that your new FSP is ready for the setting up of your several reports and KPIs that you generally been evaluating. So to create them as stable as possible, we will be generally have to go with this semantic tags. Okay, so therefore, being a user, you must assign some semantic tags to the accounts and nodes of the FSVs that you are going to prepare in your customizing mode. So whenever we are going for semantic tags, you should be seeing certain things in the FSVs also. So what is the setup? Let me show you that now. Okay, so here, if you go to here on the Manage Global Hierarchies app, again, let me go into that. Manage Global Hierarchies. So I have just taken, whatever I just created only for our demo scenario. Okay. So if you go back to here, go into the details of it. Let me deactivate it here. Oh, this is not activate. Okay. Okay, fine. This is in the draft version only. Okay, no problem. So edit it. Okay. So whenever you want to, create, when you want to add some tags, you want to see the tags for this. If you go, for example, I'm going certain nodes here. Here we have this current assets node is there. Let's say, for example, okay, current assets node is there. This asset node, we can assign a semantic tag for that. How to assign? Let me show you that. So if you go down here, yeah. So if you go here, you can see this one, this 10 2 for example, this current assets is there. If you go here, just click on here, you can see in the semantic tag, is there any tag here? No tag is there. Is there any tag here? These are the list of tags are there, but there is no semantic tag that is attached to particular onto this particular asset or on this node. Okay, so when you want to assign these semantic tags, you have to just go here and add the semantic tag for that. Okay, that's how we have to assign it. So here in this relevant node row, go to the semantic tag button. For example, here I'm going here is a semantic tag button. Just go there. So attach a semantic tag. For example, this is a current asset, right? So let me add current. Or else let me check with some other name like asset. Yeah, this is the one, current asset. So this is my tag. I have to attach it for this. So see here, I attached a current asset. In the similar way, let's assign few more tags also. Let's say I'm going for
So what is automatic tag? Why we need to do it?
yeah. I have already explained that, so this particular semantic tag is your identifier. It's a textual identifier generally. To highlight your, financial statement versions, right? We will add these tags. Like, simple tagging means, like it will be assigned to a group kind of, a KPI kind of, structure when you attach a semantic tag for it. That's how semantic tags will be used. So that your node or account will be having certain tag wherein which it will be relevant to that particular tag. It will help you in the financial statements when you are exporting or when you are doing any analysis on top of that. Okay, you will get to know when I'm completing these life cycle scenarios how these tags will be useful for you. Okay, so I have attached this one. So let me go into the down. Some more tags attached for this. I'll check for some of the tags here. Okay, some like this tag is there. I'm attaching a tag for this. This is a labelty tag. So let me put so these ones I attach a tag for this. Okay, in the same way, let's search for some other things also. So this is some other for things. I'm just going here. So machine times. Okay. One more. Attach. So like this, you can attach. I can assign semantic tags. Simply save them and activate these ones. Okay, and whenever you are done with this, now what you have to do, you can execute a balance sheet and an income statement report on top of this. Okay, because why once we created an FSB, once we have attached a node, attached some GLA accounts, assigned the semantic tags for that, the next step will be we'll be executing certain balance sheets and income statement reports, because any accounting department, they have to execute the key financial reports, right? So to prepare for the periodic closing, we will be seeing the account balances corresponding to the period. So we have to generate balance sheets and income statement reports using different data filters, analysis segments, and all these things will be there. Okay, let's generate the balance sheet for the current period for certain company, and then we will just filter certain report segments also, and we'll see the report also on top of it. Okay, so how to execute that? Let me show you that. So in your go to the home button. So to do this, you will be going to an app, balance sheet. I have already showed you 2-3 times this one in certain scenarios, but I'll be detailing this here now. So balance sheet, some income statement. This is the app. Okay. So for this, you have to fill certain standard fields here. They are there. You have to fill that. So I'm going with this one, 1010, the company code, the standard one. And your ledger will be 0L only here. The statement version, you can go with select from here, the one which we did, 1010. The statement time will be normal only. So your end period will be your current period and current year. So my end period is my November 2024. Comparison also November 2024. And currency by default, because whenever the company code I'm selecting, the company code's country will be automatically taking the currency for that. So this euros has been selected for this. Okay. So once you are done with this, just simply execute the report. Okay. Simply go. Right. So you can see all the available tabs here, like all accounts, balance sheet, profit loss, unassigned notes, all these things we can explore that. Okay. If you go to the balance sheet account here, okay, expand. These ones. Okay. In the adopt filters, you have to select the segment field. So add that one. So this is added now here. Simply go to segment. This is a segment which will segmentize your data here further into it. Now simply go again. Okay. Now we can see the assets and liabilities only. If you don't want anything onto that, you can just go to the all accounts also. So now we enter the assets and liabilities right now. Okay. You can create a PDF views from here also. There's a PDF button here. You can just do this. You can select your GL accounts from there also. You can, if you can go here, if you want to create a PDF, because all are in now hide mode, you can say show GL accounts, create. So rendering is failed for me. So, but usually the PDFs will be generated if your system has been properly integrated. So we can see the GL accounts relevant to it as well. Okay. Now we can create these ones and see this. So on part of this, you can see all your assets and liabilities in one single thing. You can see your relevant GL accounts here now. What are the GL accounts that are relevant to it? You can see this thing. And their balances, comparisons, differences, related differences, everything will be there as part of this. Okay. So if you want to add any profit centers or segments, relevant to it also, you can add more fields into it. So you can better get a more clarity on what you are doing on this part of segment. So this is your balance sheet with all your assets and liabilities. If you go to the PL account, you can see the PL account also here. So you can see I have added this new node, right? So on the new node, I have added this GL account, right? You have if you have seen that in my last scenario, training education was added. So in my balance sheet is reflecting. See here, my GL account and its periodic balances and their comparison balances and their differences. Okay. So like this, the new nodes will be reflecting at your HR operating expenses as well. Okay. So you can see the other expenses also which were being added there in this particular HR mode. Okay, so like this you can see here, and there any unassigned accounts are there, and there any notes that has been given. So you can see all those things in this part. Yeah, Custer, tell me you're saying something.
Yeah, I'm just checking the statement version that we have created. Is it 1010 or FK material something? What's it?
Which one?
The statement version.
Huh? Here
So
it was added
yeah,
to this one only.
yeah.
This one it
No,
was.
the statement version that we have created right a while ago. Is it 1010 or start with F?
1010 FK, yeah.
I just want to clarify whether those are the exact statement version that we have created a while ago.
Hmm. One second, let me show you that. You want to see that?
Yeah, on this statement version,
One second.
yeah.
One second. This is the one
Yeah.
which was added for this
Mhm.
to.
Because I don't know, we're going to, you presented the current assets, right?
Hmm. One second, yeah.
And there's a,
No, HR things we added. Now, this is the one I added. This one for double zero training education. I added this GL account, one GL account, right? And
and we suppressed two GLs, right? Under that node. Now it's presenting only one GL.
yeah, one second. Let me show you that one also. Which GL I
Yeah,
have
just
added. One
want to
second.
check.
Yeah, one second. Let me show that one also. In PDF, it might be getting into here and there. Only few GL accounts came here. The statement version, we selected the same one only. Here, this one only. This one. Okay, let me go into this. So this one, not the I
Yeah,
selected
that
the
one,
normal.
correct. Yeah, just need
Right
to
now,
check.
you will get to these ones, whatever I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
gone to.
The
Right.
FSB4 cable, correct.
Training, education, HR expenses.
Okay.
I did. Okay.
Thanks.
So yeah, because your statement version is important because
Yeah,
I selected.
this one is correct because this is the financial statement version that we have created a while ago, right?
Exactly. Right. So this is, guys, how you can actually create your FSVs and you can see your balance statements further. So this is one thing, but you have one more thing also is there, which is multi-dimensional balance sheet income statement is there. Okay. So when accounting department has additional demands, because generally we go with the normal statements only, but we have additional demands requiring the assistance of certain other prior users, who need to carry out certain ad hoc analysis because they need additional dimensions to analyze the things on that. So that requirement generally vary very often. Like so, the report should be flexible and easy to like set up and modify for certain power users or executive users. In a similar way where their like BI tools generally do that for. So now you have to so for that level you have this app called multi-dimensional income statement report is there, where in which you can use that. Let me show you how you can actually leverage that one in the financial statement version. So let's see how we can do this advanced multi-dimensional balance sheet, how we generate a balance sheet for this current period. Let me show you that. So when you go back to your web apps, so where you will see this one, balance sheet for multi-dimensional analysis. Now provide certain data for that to get these data. Okay, ledger will be that one. The company code, hierarchy ID, same thing. From period, it is not assigned. It can be 1. You can give it as 1. And 2 period will be your current period till September and your current year. And comparison ledger, it will be your same ledger. Comparison period, again take the same from period here, which is 1. And comparison 2 period will be current period, current year. Currency type will be your default currency that was corrected by the system itself. And your plan category, it's actual. You can keep anything here. If you go to the thing here, you have not assigned also. You can just keep not assigned, no issues for that, because it can take all categories then. You simply say OK. If you cancel this, it's not considering anyways. See, oh my God, this is logging in. Oh my God, let me refresh my web browser. It's not anything. Including year and closing will be it's no only. There is no need of any GL accounts here. I just want to change only this one. It should change. It's taken. You can take the period 1. Here also period 1. And we are all set for the data. Just simply go. Okay, so you have two things here. The data analysis tab, the graphical display tab, query information tab, and downloads. Okay. In the data analysis tab, you get the complete analysis with the statement version that you want to display. In the graphical display, you can see the graphs related to your major KPIs. In query information, you can see what are the variables, what are the different things, how the query has been done, and all the technical information we here in this. And in the downloads, you get only the downloads. Are there any for this query to get it? You can do that. Okay. So if you go to here on the financial leaf item here, for example, if you go to this node, so these are the nodes where you can go to the down. You can see as no, we have seen in the normal ones. If you come, you can see this dimensions, whatever the new dimensions that you want to analyze, right? So there you have to search the dimensions. These are all the dimensions. Let's say if you want segment, search the dimension, add that one. So this is for your adding. So that will go here and your right side data will be changed for that. You can see here with adding segment, my analysis for this multi-dimensional analysis has been changed. We go to the same with the graphical display also, this will be changing. Okay, so after adding segment, each segment has been segmented with all these different period balances and comparison periods has been changed. Okay, so under the available fields, you can locate the segment field also here. Okay, so like this, you can see here. If you can actually cut down this one, you can see here. See, lot of hierarchy. We can sort these ones in different ways. You can navigate to different apps also. The one of the best part of this app is from this multi-dimensionals, you can navigate to different things. For example, if you want to analyze accrual postings, so you have just gone to navigate to accrual postings. You can navigate to other apps also from here. A great number of apps can be accessed directly from this multi-dimensional report. Okay, you can browse available links that you have. You can just make this out. Okay, so like this, whatever the there were no data right now on this system right now, but you can navigate to a different, different apps, whatever there, you can actually into for the reporting purpose, you can actually navigate and you can just see that. For example, this one is there. Let's say year-to-date balances is there. Year-to-date balances. See, you can see the year-to-date balances for the say specified ledgers and fiscal years periods, whatever you want. If you want to more further investigate and has to understand for which GL accounts, you can select those GL accounts also, because we have a number of GL accounts, right? So we can actually analyze those GL accounts and you can get a greater reports also. This is one of the wonderful feature that we have in this multi-dimensional reporting. So these ones you can actually export to PDFs also, and you can actually export to XLS format, and you can leverage them the way you want in your further requirements as well. Okay, so this is about your multi-dimensional reporting. And then the next important thing we are discussing is cash flow statement executions.
Just a question on this one. This is very useful for us. This BS GL comparison. So on this format, Mr. GL, can we identify significant transaction? This will be helpful in the financial analysis, Mr.
Exactly.
K. But to identify those significant movements and to identify those, can we identify those transactions in this app?
Yes, we can.
For example, there's a significant movement in one GL account. So to identify those easily, how can we identify?
Right, that's what I told you, right? You can actually go into the dimensions here. We have dimensions provided for that. Show filter. You can unremove this one. So you can significant transactions means whenever you want to drill down to that level, like when you want to see such filters, right? You can add those filters, by the field that you want to actually see which transaction on which condition has been done. You can add those ones in the manage filter options, and you can see that. Let me say one thing to you here. So those fields will be there here. Let's say if you have a significant transaction happen on your GL account or on your group account number, because whenever you're seeing some significant transaction, the transaction might be under a GL account, might be under certain
Group
profit
and GL, correct. Group and GL account.
Yeah, right. Grouping GL account like this. Let's say group account number. If you go with that group account number, you can see this one. See, now whatever in the different in the financial statement leaf item, all that grouping number based only, you will get your result will be completely modified here. So from there, you can pick it out. Where is your significant transaction is affected or has been entitled, and you can get the data for that as well. So this is how we can do it. So you have to go to your filters and you have to do this as part of the analysis like this. All the major KPI fields will be there in your left side. You have to just use them and you have to analyze the data. That's it. All right. So the next one is the cash flow statement.
Mr. K.
Yeah, no problem. Next one is the cash flow statements. Okay. So guys, so what is this cash flow statement and why we need it? Okay. So especially in SAP or in public cloud, like when I want to speak about this cash flow statements. Okay. So when you want to report a financial statement that is providing all the cash inflows and outflows with your opening and closing balance of the organization, right? So this particular flow statement will gives you the insight of all these inflows, outflows with all your opening and closing balances. Okay, so especially in the public cloud environment, you can see the cash origin accounts and different cash reporting things will be there as part of this. And because the cash origin account here for this entire flow will be maintained under a GL account master data, because when you dealing with the public sector management or something like that, all accounts except for customer and vendor reconciliation accounts, your bank accounts, zero balancing, clear accounts, etc., they will be assigned with the cash origin account at a summary level. So underlying GL account master data, it will exist to assign it for a cash origin account. So for all your cash flow, the cash origin account is the important one which will handle that particular flow for that. Okay. So when I'm saying the cash flows, you have the cash flow reporting is there. Generally in your on-premise also, you might have seen that, like your cash flow reporting with all your cash origins will be there. Okay. So for all your summarization on a GL account, you will be seeing from which cash origin this GL account has been came and what is that particular GL account is dealing with the cash flow, whether it's going with, let's say, office supplies or computer supplies or some other vendor or some other thing with the assigned cost center, with assigned fund, assigned cash origin. So like this, we'll be having different views will be there on the cash flows also, right? So let me show you one such cash flow. Okay, wherein this is indirect method. We call this as an indirect method. This will be set up in the S/4HANA public cloud. Let's say your user is in charge of assigning certain Semantic stack to the FSV nodes and accounts required for the execution of such a cash report. So he has to do these changes in the assets and liabilities accounts, and remaining thing he has to configure at the time when he is completing the remaining account activations. So let me execute a cash flow statement using the FSP that we created previously right now. So before any modification to the semantic tags, you have to check certain results of it also. Okay, so let me show that. Go to your finance statement reporting space here. So for that, the app you have to go is cash flow statement. Indirect method. See here, this one you have to choose. So here, you can select the from fiscal period is the first, which is Jan. Okay, to fiscal period 12 to till December. Your financial statement version, the one which we created, let's take that one.
just one thing here. So you showed us how the mapping is done for P&L, balance sheet and all that. But cash flow, did we see how it is created and mapped? Now we are seeing the final report. But did we see
for the
base?
statement version only, you create a report, right? So I'm utilizing the same FSV here. The initial configuration is done. So now that's the reason I'm showing the cash flow also for you on this. In the company code, I'm just giving my company code here. Your fiscal year will be the current year and the ledger is the same thing. Okay, now simply go with this for the cash flow statement. Okay, so here, the income statement is reported here, right? So you can see it's almost of, many data are empty here because the FSB does not contain any required semantic tags here. So only you can see certain results here. One second, let me show you this one. One second, guys, my system is started. Okay, so yeah, so here if you can see, we are almost much of the data is empty here itself only because as you know, the FSB does not contain the required semantic tags. Only the result tag is there. That's the reason it is giving all your current automatic data can be purchased here. So now what I'll do is we will be updating the financial statement version, okay, which I created in the previous back 1 hour back. So to assign the semantic tags to the nodes or accounts, so we'll be requiring certain execution of the cash flow also there. That is where we set up that. So only the accounts related to the changes in the assets and liabilities will be updated now in part of the cash flow statement. Okay. Now going back to there on the same. Now we just take another app from here. We just save this one. It's not required. I'll just come back again. So now if we go back to manage global hierarchies, here where in the FSP, we will be again doing certain setup for the cash flow also. So if you go to here, let's select for your financial statement version. Select your version. This is mine. Okay, and simply go and just go to the details of this. Okay, so you want to edit. So first deactivate before editing. Now edit. So for cash flow statements, I have to add certain nodes and accounts. So I'm just, like on a random base, I'm just doing certain accounts here, like some account receivables, some assets, some payables, some liabilities, provisions and stocks. I'm just adding certain tags to the accounts to get them flowed into the cash flow. Okay. So let's say I'm searching for certain node. Yeah. So this one, I'll add provisions, add a tag for provisions. And then if provisions are there, let's have for the stocks also. So add stocks for this. No, not this one, maybe inventory. Okay, and then some account receivable and accounts payable will add. This is account receivable, so add some tags for that. Okay, in the same way, add for accounts payable also. And then finally, assets and liabilities. Let me add those ones also. So for assets, so these are other assets are there. Let me take this one. Okay, and then certain liabilities also. So now what I did, I have chosen the nodes, okay, for my cash flow to be activated on that. Okay. Now, once I have done this and simply save this one. One second. Yeah. Save this one and activate your FSV. Now your FSV is updated with the semantic tags that will be retrieved by the cash flow statement report. So whatever your cash flow configuration or report assignments has to be done on that, right? You have to do from the FSV like this, whatever the relevant for the cash flow that you have to do for that. Okay. Now you have to go to the home page. Let me go to the home page.
What is this semantic tag, and is it the default options that we have, or we create the semantic tag, and how is the semantic tag will be?
Right. I have already told that, right? So these are your identifiers, which will like highlighting certain key figures in the FSVs. You have to attach the semantic tags. So then once you attach a semantic tag, they will be used to simplify your calculation of metrics and KPIs in your analytical reporting. So you have to add these tags. That is the reason I told you before I start the session also. If you go here, you remember, one second, let me show this one.
So these are semantic, default semantic tags?
Standard tags also, but also you have, we generally use the standard tags only, but in customization, we will be creating our customized tags also. As I have demonstrated earlier, if you can see my screen, we add that to you. So your semantic tags will be there. You can define your semantic tags here directly, and you can assign them to financial statement versions also. You have these two things. I have already showed to you these ones. There are some standard tags which were defined by system. See, these are the standard ones are there. Still, there will be, this is a sandbox, so we have only 4 are there. In general, you have more than 100 plus semantic tags will be available in your system generally. Okay. So if not, they are not required. If you want customized still, you can still add new entries. These are all nothing but identifiers for your metrics. That's it. Okay.
Okay. And it will be used where? Only for cash flow or even for?
To identify and expand your KPIs and want to do certain things, right? So these are the ones which will be showcased there as your headers or your identifier for your particular group you're going to execute in the cash flow. Okay. So let me show you that you'll understand more clearly whatever I added now. Okay. So now I have added the data from the cash flow, whatever is required, right? So let me go to the cash flow one more time. If you go to the cash flow statement again, okay, if you go to the version here, directly read the version here. My version F, yeah, this one. The company code 1010, standard company code. Again, your ledger year will be your current year. And then this one's quite common. You don't need quarter right now. Simply say go. So now you can see the changes in the assets and liabilities impacting the cash flow. Okay, data on whatever I have given the data on provisions. You can see all those things. So just go to the segment for the semantic tag here. Now we go to the semantic. Add this one. So now whatever I have added all these things, right? You can see the relevant tag. See, tag, you can understand the tag usage now. So on particular measure, on a KPI, when you want to see your fields, what are actually impacting or changed or actually, giving certain data on top of that. So all these tags, whichever I have added, which are relevant tags which are added, so there has been came and they're just showing you some data on top of that. So there is no data for now. We have only 0 because no such things, only certain level data are there. You can see here this data. See, inventories I added, right? I added current assets. I added co-ops for personal time, machine time. So for all KPIs that are relevant for that, right? You can actually add these tags. So these tags will be used for you to display the data in your balance sheets or in your financial cash flow statements like this. So now we are on K4 on 2024. We just expand this.
So is it mandatory that every account should have a semantic tag mapped to?
Yes, it's mandatory. You have to add it. Okay, so now you have added this, right? Now, what happens whenever we report the statement? We might see some changes in the GL accounts. Now, Custer also asked the same question, I think so, last time. So, whenever certain changes in GL account happen, you have to report the statement of the changes in the GL account, right? So, let me show you that, because we might see accounting department might request to, like certain times, when there is an requirement of like you have to provide certain provisions, balances, sheet positions, on their transaction types. So that time you have to use certain standard available functionalities in the system to track the changes in your account balances. Okay. So especially to check the results, to reclassify certain provisions of the journal entries, that will be posted and then retrieved using some standard statement. All these things will be there as part of your report changes. So now let me show you that how you can actually report the statement of the changes in the GL accounts. Okay, so when you go to the statement here, now we have seen this one. I'm just closing this one, the cash flow. I'm going back to home now. Going to manage global hierarchies. Okay, so in the manage global hierarchies, you will be going to our final statement version again, our hierarchy ID, wherein which we can select ours. Simply go. You can see the active one there. Go into here. Okay, now I'm showing some reporting changes, right? So for that, let's take provisions, which I have already taken. Provisions node is there, right? So we have to see while reporting the changes for this exercise, you have to see if the node is linked to tag or not, because I already linked it, because you have to check it. As it is a mandatory step. If it is not linked, you have to link it. Okay. So now go back to here. Let's check it one more time here on the provisions. See, the tag is not there for provisions. So deactivate this. Okay, now edit. Now go to this provisions and provide the provisions tag. Okay, and then save this. Activate. Okay, now what I'll do, I said we have to report some changes, right? So for that, what you have to do, you have to enter a provisional journal entry. Okay, that has certain transaction type, so that they will be reported by the statement of changes in the report. So a journal entry corresponding to a reclassification of the provisions which I have used these funds. Okay, now I will be performing on that. So let me go into this. Where you will do all these things, you have to go back to the Manage Journal Entries app. So go to the Manage Journal Entries app. Let's create a one. Go to Create of Manage Journal Entry. Okay. Now provide the journal entry date. Let's say it's a current date. Today date only I'm just putting here. Okay, your posting it will be same. The journal entry type will be same as SA. The company code is 1010, and then your transaction currency is euros. Okay, your line item debit. Now go to the GL account. Okay. The one which we select from the provisions, right? So let me go into that one. For the debit, I'll be taking, let me go into this. So there's other provisions, taking this one. Let's say I'm adding some debit of 1500, 15,000. Okay. And then now you have to attach the financial transaction type. You will get it. I'll show you, because until or unless we are not completing this debit, you won't get the financial transaction type here. So now going to this one, I'll go with some other provision now. This is a pension provision, which will be again 15,000. Sorry, it's a credit, right? So 15,000. So now you have to add the financial transaction type. Okay. Once you provide this all header and this line items only, you will get that field generally. Okay. So once you are done with this, just go to here, this particular symbol, then you will get the transaction type. You have to provide the transaction type also, without which this can't be posted. See here, financial transaction type. So this one, other provisions, let's say I'm going for decrease. And for this will be credit, right? So increase. Okay. Now we have done all these things. Simply go here simulate, and then OK. Okay, simulation is OK. There is a new version for this. I'm already in new version only. Might be there is one more new version SAP has brought that, but I'm not going for that right now. Just close this and post the particular journal entry. And now, this journal entry, just save it in some other here, just to ensure that we are on the right track. This is the journal entry I have just saved here, 167. Okay. Yeah. Okay, you just note down like that so that it will be okay for us. Okay, now go back to your journal ledger app. Okay, now we created the journal entry. Now we check the statement of, we have to check the statement of changes report. So to ensure that journal entry that we just process is properly reported, we have to make certain steps on that. So we have to see the changes in the journal ledger app. So for that, go to the app, statement of journal entries, changes in journal ledger. Okay. Now provide statement of changes type, which will be your statement of this SAP delivery. This is a common one which we generally use for across all the board. Okay, your general ledger, zero ledger, and your company code, and your current financial year, which is 2024. And 2 period will be your current period, which will be 9. And your currency type will be your company code currency, which is okay. Let me check from here only. If I'm writing something, it is not taking. So this is my company code currency. Okay, so these are the ones which is mandatory. Transaction type GL account, we can leave it. Okay, now simply go. Now we can see the report displays the rows, the general ledger account, that you have certain semantic tags on them. You can see that, right? Let me add semantic tag also. There's a case here. So you can see these are the rows that are with your semantic tags, and your columns are with different transaction types. Go down, go see here, see. Just your reporting screen will be little scrumpy. You have to just take it. See here, your new changes which I have just done has been reported here, right? So just browse the report now to see whether the other provisions and pension provision is there or not. So when you go to this filter, not this filter, 1 second. You have to come here and there. Just adjust the individual columns because system will not be showing you the entire thing here. Yeah, now we can see here, see the other provisions are there. Okay, and you have your pension provision, both are there, right? Both has been added into the changes. Okay, for these respective things also you can see their things here in your currencies also, these things. Okay, now you can select the amount for the accounts and transaction types. Okay, and you can simply go to your line item entry apps also from here. Okay, so let me show you that. Go back. For example, other provision is there. If you can go here, this is other provision. Okay, now we just go to display your line item entry apps. Just go to here. display line item entries. So you have to see the detailed line items, right? So just go here, go here, go here, expanding that. Now we can see the detailed line item of your entry. Okay, the general entry number that we created, right? 167, if you remember, right? So this is how the general entry we created in this previous task is now displayed. Okay, so now you can go back here. You can see the changes of that particular thing here. So this is how you come back. You can see the reporting changes in the statement of changes in your general ledger. This is how for all cash flows, whenever there is a change in the GL, you can come to this app and you can see the changes in your general ledgers for the cash flows. Okay, so this is about the cash flows and the general ledger changes. And next one, so the next topic is accruals and deferrals. This is the very newest version which was upgraded very recently. I'm just showing you for the manage journal entries. So this is a very new update happened, while we are working now. Very new version. So whatever I said is a new, but the two also is a recent. Actually, I think 1 week back, SAP given this update on the manage journal entries. So from here also the same kind of things will be there, but it's a new, totally new app which was upgraded to the SAP. Okay, you can see the different entries and everything. Like what we have done earlier, the same app with a more UI based, it has been given. You can see there's a new version here. Okay, so that's what. Coming back to the accrual management, we have accruals and deferrals, right? So with accrual management, what we do, we just simply calculate, check, and post the accruals in the financials, right? So for the deferrals, what we do, whatever for the purchase order specialties, we introduce different expenses and purchase order deferrals as part of that, right? So these are the two major things we do as part of our purchase order accruals or deferrals in our financing thing, right? So for all these accruals, because what is the use of accrual? As soon as any liability to a business partner arises, like for example to a supplier, the related cost that have not been posted yet, so you need to post them as accrual, right? So if you calculate accruals in the system, the associated cost will be assigned to the physical period in which they are incurred, or they might be probably incurred in the coming days. Those are called your accrual management, in which it will be used in such cases. So all your accrual postings generally, they belong to a typical period and closing activities. This is also part of period and closing activity. Since whatever the amounts that we generally discuss on the necessary accruals is not really unknown or merely known until the end of the period. So you have to make this management properly. So all your accrual management has different accrual functions for different accrual cases. So system calculates all your accrual amounts, whatever you can post at the end of the periods. So you have in SAP S/4HANA Public Cloud, you have an option of setting up these procedures for accrual amounts calculated in proposal system also. So in that way, you can check amounts before posting, adjust them manually if necessary also. So this is what you can generally do. In configuration level, you have these ones in the approvals. So actually, you can check the customized settings for your PO accruals. You can define your item types. You can define reasons for your existing periodic accrual amounts. and you can define your types and methods for based things here. Okay, especially on this accounting IMG, you can see these ones. So when you go to the define approval item types, so what are these approval item types? Accrual item types are nothing but, I can say this is the controls. This accrual item type, generally, this will control the calculation and posting of your accruals according to different business views. Okay, it defines how to calculate, how to post your accrual is what defined by this accrual item type itself only. Okay, so generally for all POs, PO based approvals you do, your item type is the crucial one there. Why? Because this item type represents the business meaning of your accrual items that you are going to do. Like let's say plan cost, actual cost, like different accruals. These are all comes under as part of your standard accrual types. Okay, so SAP has already provided these standard ones. You can see here plan, actual, accrual or deferral for one's category, approval deferral standard, and deferral with approval. These are all your standard ones. We don't need to define customizing ones, but still if you want to define customizing ones, you can go to new entries, you can provide that and you can use that also. Okay, so these are your accrual item type settings. Okay, I said once again, I'm repeating, you can use these item types to calculate and post your accruals. So we have standard calculation approaches for that, wherein which you will do all these accrual postings for that. Okay, so if you go to the app as well, close this one, go to homepage. You have display periodic accrual amounts are there. If you want to see in your system what are the periodic accrual amounts are there, just to display, I'll come there. So there are no accruals in system that was happened till late. Okay, so just simply go here. One second, let me go into this apps. So I have just gone to this display only, where in which we haven't got any data from here. So on base of company code also we can get these ones. So let me check in the company code. Is there any accruals posted or not earlier? That means display POs. No, there are no POs for here. Okay, no problem. So without company code, and let me check. Is there any other accruals happened? Yes, there is one accrual which was given, which was being posted. So let me show you how you can actually post an approval order here. So as you can see here, your accrual will have a start of life, end of life periods will be there, because whenever you are declaring an approval, you should be, like understanding the start of life, end of life things also. Because as a part of life cycle of an approval object, that is nothing but your period over which the amount specified for this object will be accrued. Okay, so that is nothing but your start of life, end of life, through which your premature finish dates will be there, the creation dates will be there. You have to give all these things as part of your approval objects. Okay, so where you will give in your define, you will give all these objects generally. Let me show you that while you're managing the approval objects, I can show for that. Right, guys, let me show you how seamlessly this accruals and deferrals, work together in a small solution that I want to demonstrate with you now. Okay, so let's say you have certain company. Okay, Strive itself is there. A company will be signed the contract for certain training services. Okay, training services means providing is, let's say, our ZaranTech itself is there. So over a period of 3 months, what happened, like from July to September, let's say. Okay, the services are going to run at 4 hours per month over all these 3 months, whatever the specified thing, and hourly price is certain 100 or something. Anyways, I'm just relating that to a training scenario right now. So certain currency is there. So now expenses are going to be booked immediately upon the receipt of the invoice, right? Whenever I raise an invoice, the expenses will be booked, right? So then what happened in the first month, let's say June or let's say July, 4 hours of training services will be there, right? And then it have been delivered in the first month of July, but they have not been invoiced. So what happens? So the system, how it will take, system have been delivered. So the system will take it as automatically post the expense as an accrued expense, which was not in the invoice. That's what I told in the definition, which is not yet posted. It's called accrued. Now you have to post the expense as an accrued expense. Okay. Now in the second month, again, in the August, 4 hours of training services has been leveraged. Okay. So in the middle of the second month, that means in the August 15th or 16th, something like that. Okay, the invoice was received for the full amount of certain 100 or 200 INR. Let's say some INR, the invoice has been received. Now full costs are posted. Now what happened? The accrued amount what I kept will be cancelled, and deferred expenses will be posted at that particular instant. See? So now this is called the differences between your accrued and deferred. Now how you will do that in the system? Let me show you. So to begin this, we have to go with certain thing called manage purchase orders. Let me go into that. Manage. Because all these approvals and deferrals we do from the purchase orders only. If you go to manage purchase orders, go to here, this app, manage purchase orders. Let's say provide certain purchase order number here, existing. Let's take from the system here. Okay, we condense this. So I'm in this.
Yeah, this one.
Tell me what you want now.
So the source of this cash flow statement indirect is the balance sheet movement, correct? Balance sheet movement from January to December.
Right. From here, you can actually go to the balance sheet movement also. Like say, for example, so this is how, when you select something like that from the cash flow to balance sheet, you can navigate like this. And you can see your balances and, all the differences here as part of that. So anyways, I'll talk to he's there. Yeah, I'm coming back to our scenario now. Where are we? Yeah, now I have to declare this one, right? So yeah, so now managing the approvals and deferrals. Now what I have done, now I'm going to showing you, I have just told you one scenario, right, in which we have done for a training service in which we have accrued one item and then some amount came in the middle and then we have cleared the approval and then we posted the difference. So this is what I'm just showing you a scenario right now for the approvals and these things. So for that, I've gone to the manage purchase orders. So let me provide the details here. Okay, let me see the purchase orders display. Then I'll take one from there. Okay, let me create a new purchase order. If not, by selecting certain suppliers, I'll do it. This is trucking. Just wait, guys. Let me. So I'm creating a new PO here directly from manage purchase orders itself only. If an existing one is there, you can create from there, but the existing one is not there. So I'm just going with this one. So purchasing doc type. Just let me check from this thing. It's been dropped. There's a standard PO is there. So from here, we can just go to this. Okay, select this one and then create so that this will be copied automatically. Oh, this is not copied. 1 second, hold on. Yeah, now copy it. This is not activated earlier. And create a new PO for this. So everything is copied here. So let me clear these errors, whatever is there. Try to put the order. Assign something here. Okay, this is a problematic piece. Let me create fresh one here. Let's say it is euros. I'm creating one from the scratch, one new PO. Okay, supplier purchasing group I'm adding. Okay, I'm adding a new here. Okay, these errors you can ignore now. When once we enter materials here, it will be automatically moved out. So take some material here. Take this one and order this. So scheduled quantity, let's say 100. Okay, apply. Then whatever the small is just expression rates and food receipt verification. Okay, let me add this one also and apply this one. So again, order for this. So account assignment category, we'll give it as an asset now. And then apply this one. In this item, I think so we missed. Yes, order quantity is there. Net order price is okay. Let me keep order quantity 10 and net order price will be 200. Okay, and then create this. Put the cost centers and and these ones also for this. Let's say for this, I'll keep this one and let this be the GL account for this. These are all because there is no data here. I'm just creating a PO so that I can show you the accrual and deferral properly. It will take little time. Let me delete these ones and then I'll create a new one here. Okay, let me look into it. This PO is complex, I think so here in this. I have to check for this and then I'll come back to you on this accrual deferral. This is taking time. Let me create the PO first of all. Discard this draft. Okay, let me check this once. There are some repository errors are there in which the PO is not getting created. It's showing the same errors again and again. Let me check in this, this accrual deferral, not a big topic, but yes, once the PO is ready, I can show you that this one, the POs are not instantly available. The only PO we have is also a problematic PO. So I cannot show accrual deferral on top of that. So let me create a PO for, and I'll show you on that. Okay. So that's it for today on the financial accounting, financial statements and financial statement versions and all these things. So this is about your financial statements where we can see different statement versions on which how you can analyze the balance income sheets on top of that. And as part of period and closing, we have seen the account analysis also on multi-dimensional views as well. And then you have prepared a FSP. I have reported that you have reported how to report changes in GLs. Also, you have seen that how the statement changes will be there. So this is about the final statement. After accrual deferral, I'll be starting with that, and then we will be seeing some of the management accounting and financial planning. So wherein which I'll discuss on cost element accounting, cost center accounting, cost center planning, and all these things in the class. Okay.